Hey y'all, today let's talk about Herkimer diamonds. Oh, I dropped it in there. Okay. Cooks, you here? You ready? We're recording. Here she comes. I know. I see you, lovely lady. So, I'm going to take y'all on a, tour of my rock collection, my stone collection, my crystal collection. 2012. Yes, and I may have said this before in the past, but Big Daddy and I bought the crystal vendor that I used to set up next to at the flea market when I sold my jewelry in Raleigh, at the flea market every weekend, because they wanted to retire. And I have tote upon tote upon tote upon tote. And I have beautiful amethyst churches, and I have box and box and box of tumbled stones. I have fossils. I have night lights, just, I mean, everything. And it was the intent that I was going to start my own crystal business. And by selling crystals, also help people to heal. Being an empath is very important. And so don't step on my computer. And so that being said, my job really picked up, and I was unable to commit to working Monday through Friday at my 40 and then going to the flea market every Saturday and Sunday. I was just too tired. We did a couple festivals together. It was great. We had a blast, sold some stuff, and then I started making like healing pouches. I started wrapping stones to sell as pendants, and then stopped. The one good thing about all these crystals is they don't have an expiration date. They are thousands and thousands of years old. Then they're going to be around for thousands of more years. So I now am to a point where working my 40 can actually slow down, and I can focus more on my YouTube channel, on jewelry, on going to festivals, and selling crystals and pouches, and teaching people about the crystals' different energy and healing, and helping people to heal and move on and leave old habits behind them, habits that don't serve them, and move on to, where they need to be. And so digging around, and I'm going to make a video of this because it's just, it's a little overwhelming and embarrassing to see this horde of boxes that I have. But once I get them where I need them to be, they'll be easier to access. I can get them up on my Etsy store, and I can start taking them with me to festivals to sell. So that being said, I found this tub of Herkimer diamonds in the back of my closet, and they are dusty and dirty, and they are covered in cat hair and dog hair. I found some other beads down in there with them. And I thought, why not? Let's just talk about them today. I mean, there's tons. There's tons here. Sure. If you like these videos, where we talk about crystals and stones and their properties and their energies, but not the cat hair, please like and subscribe. I'll make sure to put all of these videos in a playlist so they're easier for you to find. And they're Herkimers are double terminated quartz. They have a hardness of about 7, so they're the hardest of quartz. They're the hardest of quartz. You know, crazy durable, and these little bitty. I myself personally have never seen one bigger than what I have personally, but I have seen videos where people are mining them and they just bring out these big, beautiful, you know, clumps, like this clump of dirt, and in there is this beautiful piece of Herkimer, and they can be clear like a diamond. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful clear. They can have rainbow inclusions. They can have air bubbles in them. They can have, can you see? That's not a good example. This one. Have you ever seen a Tibetan quartz? How they have the carbon inclusions? Well, these little babies can have the little carbon inclusions. I like the little mini-me of the Tibetan black crystals, the meditation crystals from Tibet. And they're just adorable, and they don't grow like quartz does, where they're all, you know, in a cluster and all next to each other. They grow floating, and so you can just dig them up, and then they just fall out, you know, in these handfuls of these little floating quartz, so they won't break off of another quartz. Now that being said, I did see one that looked like it was a key. If we don't know what a key crystal is, we're going to talk about those. Or like this one would be, see this kind of little rider on the side, like a bridge. So that makes me wonder, is this really a herc? Because they're not supposed to grow in clusters like that. And is this just a quartz that got added into this bundle that I bought? Regardless, it's a little double terminated quartz, whether it's a herc or not. But we're not going to talk about, we're going to talk about hercs. Originally found in Herkimer County, New York, and you can still go there and dig, from what I understand. Road trip for me. Definitely want to go, because I'd like to go up to Lilyvale too. This one is like a scepter. Do you know what a scepter quartz is? Where it looks like a scepter. So if the bottom was still on there, it would be thinner down here and bigger on the top. And we'll talk about a scepter quartz too in another one. But one looks like a key. I mean, I'm just so excited. I got to looking around. I'm like, oh my God, this has got a window. And this one looks like a tabby. And lost my mind. Lost my mind, because you know why? Everybody say it with me. I love all of them. I love all of the hercs. I love all of the quartz. I love them all. I love all the stones. So let's take a closer look. So, pardon the dust and the cat here, but let's put some out here. There you go, Cooks. Thanks for walking right across it. You're my favorite. You're my favorite. So I've turned my little light on, hoping it gives us a little bit more light so we can look at these hercs a little bit closer. That's a nice big fat one with a carbon inclusion in there. Some of them, they'll have air bubbles in them. I don't know if there's any hydro included ones. I'm sure there is, because it's a quartz family and the way they grow. I mean, it can definitely, you know, have a little hydro bubble in there. So we can be clear, we can be rainbow, we can have carbon inclusions. These little double terminated babies are real high energy seekers. And they're considered to be the most powerful of all the quartz. So size don't always matter, y'all. Because they're the most powerful, it makes them great for meditation and use with healers when you do laying on of stones. But what makes them so powerful? And it's this double termination, which means a point on either end. Because what that does is that allows them not only to transmit, but to receive. And when they receive that energy, because there are quartz, and what does quartz do? Quartz is an amplifier. So it allows it to transmit, to receive, and to amplify that energy. And other stones. It's a great little companion stone for your pouch for that reason. Keep it with your other stones and amplify their energies. It's said to boost clairvoyant and clairaudient abilities. It's called the attunement stone. And it's useful for attuning you with others or your surroundings, new energies. Oh, that one's a neat one. It's the stone of release. It helps you to relax. It helps to clear the mind and body of unconscious fears and repressions. It's a great stone for breaking old habits. So think of it like the double terminated quartz. So it's going to bring in new energy. And it's going to release old energy. And when it releases that old energy, amplifying the new energy, it helps to bring your soul forward. So you're not so stagnant. So you're not so caught up with old baggage that you might be carrying around. It's a great stone to help you release that. Ah! Cooks! I had an outtake with cooks. But they're just so much fun to look at. Then I just like, okay, so this one, like I said, it's got a little bridge there. So that might be quartz. That might be just a double terminated quartz. Hey, I'm not gonna judge it, discriminate against it, because I know what I'm looking for. And there's also the what's the word I want to use? The intent of your stone. Because if you don't know what you're buying, ooh, that's a nice one. And it's not even double terminated, but look at that baby. Look how clear that one is. Look at that. Wow. So don't beat yourself up. If you're just getting into crystals and you're just learning about them, and you buy one online, or you go to a flea market or a festival, or you go to a new age shop, a spiritual shop, and they have this bucket of Herks, and there's a little sign that says Herkimer, $2 a piece, whatever, and you buy them, and then years later, as you're learning about stones and you're growing, you find out, oh, it's not a Herc, it's just a double terminated quartz. Or, you know, it's not a Herc because it's grew in a cluster. Don't beat yourself up about it, because your intent when you bought it was the intent of the properties of that Herkimer. And that's what you used it for. And that's your intent and your energy that you put into that stone. And it's okay. So don't beat yourself up about it. Don't think you've been doing it wrong for all those years, because your intent was there. Because you can put intent into a penny, and that penny can represent you. So don't beat yourself up. Keep learning about crystals. Keep hanging out and watching. Let's learn about them together. Remember, be peaceful. Be kind. It's important. I'll talk to you soon.